Hi guys, Galen Fincher here with 123cruisefree.com. Today I wanted to tell you a little bit about our standard travel protection. Now, many people are under the misconception that it's very similar to car renter's insurance, which is really for the protection of the car. Our travel protection really is about protecting you as a person, and it's door-to-door protection, making sure that you're covered the entire time you're on vacation, from the time you walk out of your door to the time you return back home. And it covers things like accident, injury, illness, death, lost luggage. If you lose your passport, we can get you a replacement, and misconnections. Airlines are notorious for not paying you anything in the event you have a significant layover. You have to have like a 12-hour layover to get a dime out of them. So we want you to be able to get money back if that delay causes you to miss part of your vacation. And let me just run you through some of the scenarios that I've had happen in the past. Now, I recently had a client break a leg while they were on vacation, and they had to be flown from where they were at to another hospital for a surgical procedure where they had a rod placed in their leg. Then, on top of that, they had to remain in the hospital for some physical therapy. Then I had to cancel their flight so that they could be booked first class, because now they have a cast and they have to have some significant leg room. And on top of that, the insurance provided a travel nurse to go with them. So it was pretty much an amazing ordeal for them, and the insurance company handled everything. Another thing that happens is that we don't really consider what happens to the people back home, because most of the time, if we leave family behind. It could be parents taking a cruise and they're leaving their kids behind with the grandparents, or it could be the whole family that's on vacation, but you're still leaving your parents and your in-laws back home. I've had folks that on the second day of their vacation, they've had family members pass away. And the one thing that you never want to hear while you're on a ship is to hear your name come over the PA, because you know something bad has happened. And they heard their name come over the PA on the second day of their vacation. They found out that they had an in-law that had passed away. So obviously this is a traumatic experience already, and you or I would not really want to be handling arrangements to, first of all, fly back home, also try to get a transfer back to the airport, because they're out in the middle of the ocean, so it's a difficult task to do all those things to begin with. So as soon as they contacted the travel insurance company, the travel insurance company took over everything, arranging their transfers and their flights back, and reimbursing them for the remainder of their vacation that they were unable to use. And that's a significant benefit. Now, one thing that you probably don't know is that it only costs about 10% of your overall vacation cost. So it's just a little bit. I've seen it be as low as $49, and usually it doesn't get much more than $119 per person. But you have to think, if you've got 4 family members, and let's just say your insurance costs $400, that $400 is cheaper than one visit to the emergency room. I think we could all agree that. So, what would happen if you didn't have your insurance? Well, you'd have to go to, whatever hospital it is and pay out of pocket and never be reimbursed. Well, at least the travel insurance will reimburse you for all of that money. So let's say something happens and there is, a death in the family or an illness. Someone in your family gets ill and you can't go on your cruise. Now, if you purchase the insurance through the cruise line, what will happen is, yes, they will cancel your cruise, and depending on, where you're at in a cancellation penalty guideline, they'll actually take part of that money and not give it back. But what they're really going to do is take all of that money and try to hold it. Why? Because what they want to do is hang on to your money until you can find the time to go on vacation again. So they'll hang on to that money up to 2 years. So what's happening in those 2 years? Well, most likely you're still paying interest on that credit card that you used to make that cruise reservation with. So not only are you not utilizing your vacation, but you're still paying interest on a vacation that you haven't taken yet. So where our insurance is different is that they'll pay you by check. There's none of that wishy-washy stuff about, yes, we're going to hang on to your money as future cruise credit. And no, you get your money back. So you'll get reimbursed, your cruise fare up to, or land-based vacation, all the way up to 100% minus the cost of the insurance itself. So if it costs you $50 for 2 people, you'd lose $100, but you'd get the remainder of your money back. And that's a really big deal. So I just want you to think about it, mull it over. Don't just wave it off like you don't need to spend another $100, because that's not what it's really about. It's about, because we're in another country and we're doing things that we can't do at home, like swimming with the dolphins or sea lions, manatees, turtles. We're zip lining through the ocean, through the jungle. We're riding horseback through the jungle. All of these things are types of activities that are really high risk if you think about it. And anything could happen. So what we want you to do is be prepared in case something does happen. And we want you to be covered. Now, I wouldn't just tell you to get the insurance if I didn't get it myself. My family, I've got 3 kids, and I would say that pretty much every single one of them are accident prone. So it really makes me nervous when we do these type of things, because I know that at any second something could happen. But because I got the insurance for my family, I don't have to worry about it, because I know if something does happen, I'm not going to go into debt with medical bills. If we should get into a car accident on the way to the cruise port, I'll be covered. I don't have to worry about losing the entire portion of my cruise vacation, because I got the insurance. I'll get all that money back. All I have to worry about is, that police report and getting my car fixed. So, those are the things that we really don't think about most of the time, but I want you to think about it, and I want you to say to yourself, it's just such a small amount to make sure that we have peace of mind, and to know that whatever happens, we won't have to worry about it. So, that's my spiel on the travel protection. Again, I hope you all consider it. In the next video, I'm going to tell you a little bit about the cancel for any reason protection, which is very similar, but it has some primary differences as opposed to the standard protection. All right. Again, this is Galen Fincher with 123cruisefree.com. Bye for now.